Hi, it's Daphne. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be telling you about all the books I hope to read in February. So, as you may be aware of, February is Black History Month here in America, and this month I want to focus on reading Black authors. I have some books that are already mixed in that I'm excited about that aren't by Black authors, but I do have 5 books on my hopeful TBR list by Black authors that I'm excited to share with you. So first, I just want to tell you about the books I'm in the middle of right now that will be carrying over from January. So the first one is Jewel of the Alien Bandit. This is like a sci-fi alien romance that I won in a Goodreads giveaway. So I just want to finish it, get my review up. It's only okay, but I haven't been putting reviews for the giveaways I've won recently because they haven't been hitting. So I'm just gonna power through this one and get my review up. The next book that I'm in the middle of is Lessons in Chemistry, so I'm carrying this over as well. I've been listening to it on audio. I'm really enjoying it. I'm excited to see where the story goes. I want to give it more of my full attention and stop reading too many books at the same time because it's taking away my concentration from this story, and I think it deserves it. It is a feminist story about a woman in STEM and how she becomes a TV chef personality. There's a bit of romance, but I don't know what happens. I know she's a child. It's disclosed early in the story, but I don't know maybe where things went wrong with her love interest. So I'm intrigued by the story and excited to continue. So moving into the Black books I'm excited to read in February. The first one is The Kingmaker by Kennedy Ryan. I just saw that Taya finished this recently and she seemed to really like it. I heard it has a major cliffhanger going into book 2, so I'm excited to get to it. I know Kennedy Ryan, it's sometimes a painful reading experience because she really grabs your heart and throws it across the room and stomps on it, and sometimes I have to be mentally prepared for that, but her writing and storytelling is amazing, top notch, wonderful, awesome. I'm obsessed. But yeah, I just have to be ready to be hurting while I get through the story. So I'm excited to pick that up. I might be buddy reading that with Eliza and Sam. I'm not sure yet, but we'll see. I have no idea what it's about, but it looks like it's a bit suspenseful. I don't know if it's mafia, but it gives maybe a little bit of mafia energy. There's betrayal and lies, and maybe there's a second chance between the couple. I'm not really sure, but I'm excited to find out. Sometimes it's nicer to go into stories pretty blind because your expectations aren't gonna mess with the experience. Then I hope to pick up Deadly Rumors. So I'm not sure if I'm gonna like this book at all. It's one of my self-destruct books for 2023. If I don't finish it this year, I'm just gonna unhaul it. So I figure I pick it up and prioritize it since I need to prioritize that list anyway. And if I start it and I'm not vibing with the writing style, or I feel like I'm a little lost, 'cause I don't even know if it's in the middle of a series or not, I'll just DNF it. But I'm gonna try it this month and see how it goes. It is a cop romance. I think it's a detective and an FBI agent. They're working together. They might have a past. There's a missing person, and I'm sure it's gonna be very suspenseful. We'll see if I'm into that, because sometimes I get annoyed when the plot takes more attention than the romance. So I also don't like this cover. It doesn't get my expectations too high, but maybe that's a good thing. Maybe my expectations are really low, and maybe I'll be very pleasantly surprised and shocked that it took me so long to read it. So I'll keep you updated. Next, I am so excited to finally make time to read American Royalty. This is a book I picked up last year, and it just looks so charming. I am obsessed with this cover. So this is a story between a rapper and a prince, a literal prince in the royal family. They both are having issues with good press and publicity and all this stuff. She was on the verge of winning or getting this contract, but something kind of derailed that, so she needs to have a better image, and he is also having image issues with his family, and the queen has requested that he be in charge of organizing this tribute concert for her late husband. So as he's getting this organized, he thinks, wouldn't it be great to hire this performer named Duchess, which is our heroine. And I assume he didn't realize that she was going to be a rapper. So that's like the setup, and I'm very excited to see where this goes. I'm excited to see if I like this author's writing. I hope it's charming and steamy and fun and lighthearted to mix it up. I've been reading a lot of like heavier dark romances, especially with that like Kennedy Ryan one that I have on my list. Like I want to have something like a little lighter to cleanse the palate and just have like a fun time. So I'm hoping that will deliver. Next, I'm excited to pick up The Obelisk Gate, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, by N.K. Jemisin. This is the second book in the Broken Earth trilogy. I thought I was gonna do like a reread of the first book before I got into this one, but I think I remember enough of the first one. I only read it a handful of months ago, and I feel like with Black History Month and February, like I really wanna read more N.K. Jemisin, especially since I already own this copy, so I'm hoping to get to this fantasy novel. This trilogy is about a world that is quite dangerous. The earth is just very like volatile, so these 5th seasons from the first book are like these just like random disasters, like fire raining down, earthquakes nonstop, crazy like smog and smoke where like plants won't grow because there's no sunlight, like crazy things like that. And then there are also these people that have magical powers where they can control like the tectonic plates in the earth, and those people are very ostracized in the society. Like they're very powerful, but they're like the lower class, like they're just used as servants pretty much. So I'm interested to see where this story goes. The first one was a lot about these 3 females and their experience in this world, and now that I know how like their stories kind of tie together, I have no idea where this next book's gonna go, especially the 3rd one that I also own. I have no idea where it's gonna go, so excited to find out and be in on the loop. All of her books won awards, and I'm just expecting it to be a beautiful, amazing, thought-provoking, heart-wrenching time. And then the next book I'm intrigued to give a shot by a Black author this month is called The Union. I don't really know that much about this book. It's a little crazy, like the synopsis. Like I'm intrigued, but also like, what am I supposed to take away from this story? I think I picked this up on Amazon First Read, so I just downloaded it for free because I am a Prime member. If you don't know about that, each month you can pick like a free book from Amazon. So check that out if you haven't already. So the premise of the story is kind of dystopian from what I'm remembering. It's like where Black people have taken over as the top race in the US, and they're kind of the oppressors of the other races, which is like, I don't know, is it supposed to be like, yeah, this is like what everybody else deserves, but then it's like, but then you're kind of evil? Like that's what the premise kind of gives. Like let me read this. Under the rule of a tyrant, Americans were divided by race and class. Hate and inequality reigned. Hispanics and Blacks had no choice but to overthrow the government and exterminate the Caucasian Europe race. The few Europes who managed to survive are now classified as lower residents and are used as slaves to rebuild the new America, the southern region. 16-year-old Sage, whose parents broke the purity clause, pays for their mistakes far after their publicized executions. As an impure, she now must escape the tyranny and sneak over the border to freedom. Avi, who is destined to succeed her father as general, is conflicted by her loyalty to her authoritarian elite family and her love for a Europe rebel. Leo, a lower resident worker who rebels believe God is sent, will lead them to salvation against the Union. These 3 teenage adversaries from different castes are forced to rely on one another to thwart a dictator's plans for mass genocide, and they're about to start a revolution. Like, what? Like, this premise is like hella controversial. Like, I don't even know what I'm supposed to think, but I got it for free, and I'm just like intrigued, but also kind of nervous. Like, what is the message? You know, like, yeah, we want equality and stuff like that for POCs and Blacks and Hispanics and things like that, but like, am I supposed to assume that in this society, like, Black people are like trying to have a genocide? Like, Jesus Christmas, like, oh my God. So we'll see how that goes. I'm a little nervous, but it's on the list and it will definitely be something to talk about. So switching gears from all the Black authors I'm excited to read this month, I have my in real life book club that I'm a part of, and this month the group selected Paul Takes the Form of a Mortal Girl. This is a book on like gender fluidity. One of our members is non-binary. They identify as they, them, and I'm excited to give this a try. I haven't read a book like this before. So the story takes place in 1993, and this person, Paul, tends the bar in the only gay club in his university town. He apparently has a secret, and it's that he's a shapeshifter and he can transform his body and his gender at will, so he can transform into a girl. It's also like a coming of age kind of story, and I'm very intrigued to get into it. I clearly have the physical copy, so I'm hoping to tab it up and annotate it so I can be better prepared to have good discussion with the book club, because the last couple books I've just taken out from the library and I don't annotate at all, and I don't bring my copy with me to our discussions, but this one is like a really thoughtful pick, so I want to annotate it and have great talks with the group. So definitely excited to dive into this book. Gonna be a priority for sure. I do have some more books that I just like took out from the library. I have this one checked out already. It's The Undertaking of Hart and Mercy. I haven't started this yet, but I do have the copy out from the library. I took it out like early in January, but didn't get a chance to get to it. So I will try to get to it in February, as long as nobody else requests it after me. Like, I'll hold on to it for as long as I can, but I don't want to hold on to it indefinitely. So I will probably try to get to this in February if I can like make the time. This list is already very ambitious. I know Lexi from Lexi's Library really enjoyed this. This is how this book came onto my radar, so I hope I enjoy it as well. It's like a weird fantasy, whimsical kind of story from what I remember her saying, and I think it's like these two people that don't really like each other, or they just don't have like a good impression of each other, and then maybe they're like writing letters or something. Yeah, here's a letter here. And they fall in love. One is an undertaker, the woman, Mercy, and then Hart is some kind of marshal who's patrolling around this magical world. So I'm very intrigued. I hope it jives with me. I hope I get it. I'm hoping it will be like another lighter, fun read in between all the heavier books I have on this list. And then just like a random side thing, I have a request in for Throne of Glass. I don't know if I'll get to it in February. It's been in transit to my local library location for over a week, so I don't know what the deal is. I probably won't pick it up in February because this list is already too long, but it's just a book that is on its way to me that maybe I'll pick up. We'll see. I am excited to give it a try. I know it's like everybody's favorite book, maybe not everybody, but a ton of people are obsessed with Sarah J Maas, and I read her Court of Thorns and Roses series, enjoyed some of them more than others in the series, and then her adult series, I read the first book and I didn't read the second one, but I know what happened. I'm not really that interested in that. And then with all the like world crossover, I'm like, this is almost becoming too much to manage. It's giving me like Star Wars vibes with like, you need to like know everything. Like, I just don't have the energy for that. But I am intrigued enough to be like, okay, let me just give Throne of Glass a try and we'll see if I have fun with it. It's YA too, so we'll see. I'll just have to go in with the expectations that it's YA. Those are all the books I have planned for February. Obviously, it's a lot. I'm hoping to read at least 5 of them, and maybe I'll get to all of them, who knows? It's actually a really short month, and I'm getting married at the beginning of March, so actually I'll probably not read all of these. I have so much going on. I have to plan the final details for a wedding, and February is a short month, okay guys? Like, everyone's like, oh my god, the wedding's gonna be here so soon. I'm like, I know, stop reminding me, I'm stressed, okay? I have a lot to do. I hope, I don't know. I think I have most of it tied up, sorry. I'm rambling here at the end, but we'll see how many books I end up reading with all this wedding stuff I need to get done. That's it for now. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave it a thumbs up and subscribe down below if you haven't already, and I'll catch you in another video. Bye!